Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Watchdives WD1680Q Quartz Dive Style Watch. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing a Cronus L6015. I just unboxed this the other day, so if you haven't seen the unboxing video, you should watch it. It's really cool. And Greg was wearing my Pagani Design PD1645. Grogu said Master Skywalker paid Mando to do blaster training at the Jedi Academy. He said he always carries two weapons, one large blaster set on the highest intensity, and a small little gun when killing is not necessary. He said, "This is my blaster, this is my gun, one is for fighting, the other is for stun." Let's take a look at the watch. It comes in one of these plastic boxes. Most watches that Watchdive sells, other brands come in these boxes like Steel Dives and Anti-Dives and all that. So as you can see, we get a lot of stuff with our watch. We get a sizing tool, we get a spring bar tool, and we get a signed warranty card. You usually don't get signed warranty cards, so this is signed, so that means your warranty, nobody can argue about it. And here is the watch. This is the first Watchdives on my channel. I bought this directly from Watchdives using their website, even though they sell these watches on AliExpress for similar prices. Watchdive sells all kinds of watches, including San Martin, Steel Dive, Addy's Dive, Chronos, and many, many more. They also make their own Watchdives brand, and they tend to be on the lower end of what Watchdive sells. The closest competition for this watch would be the Addy's Dive MY-H3, since both of these watches are solid steel quartz sub-homages with a Miyota 2115 movement. At $55, this Watchdives is more expensive, but you are getting a few upgrades from the Addy's Dive, such as a sapphire crystal, milled clasp, and an extra 100 meters of water resistance. One step down from the Addy's Dive would be color selection, as there are only black and blue selections, where the Addy's Dive has Hulk and Starbucks. But this Watchdives has a no date option, but only in black and not blue. The watch is 40.4 millimeters at the bezel, 48 millimeters lug to lug with protruding end links. It's only 12.8 millimeters thick if you don't count the Cyclops, and I never do. Has a 20 millimeter lug width and weighs 148 grams on the supply bracelet with 3 links removed. The bezel is a 120 click ceramic unidirectional bezel, and it's a little stiff. Could be a little bit lighter in the action, but the clicks are good and there's no back play. And let's see if it lines up. Yeah, it looks like it lines up close enough anyway. And the bezel does slightly overhang the case. Then we have the dial. The dial has a blue sunburst effect. And then we have the Watchdives logo printed on top. And as you can see, it's kind of similar to the San Martin logo, except for that's a hexagon and this is a shield. Then we have Diver Pro on the bottom. Then it says 1,000 feet, 300 meters. I don't have the equipment to test that, so I'm just going to take their word for it. And that's the same water resistance as their automatic version, so you're not getting a downgrade for getting this quartz one. Then we have the applied loomed indices. We have the triangle up top at the 12, batons at the 6 and the 9, and dots everywhere else. And then we have the Rolex style hands with the fence post minute hand, Mercedes hour hand, and the lollipop second hand. The lollipop second hand is a hair short, and I think they do that intentionally so it doesn't set off your quartz watch OCD when it misses the marks. It hits a lot of them and misses some of them, so it just depends where it's at on the rotation. But once again, since it doesn't go all the way to the chapter ring, it's not quite as noticeable or annoying. Then we have a signed screw down crown. The thread action's good. You have a nice pop. And when you go to thread it back down, it catches right away and you don't feel a lot of resistance. Let's check out the crown action though. Do we have that annoying minute hand jump? Let's see. Let's try to set it for 10 o'clock right here. And do we get a jump? No jump. All right, so that's good. Then we have a flat sapphire crystal. It is sapphire. I tested it. If you get the Addie's dive, which is very similar, you don't get sapphire. You get mineral glass. On the quartz version, you do get sapphire on the Addie's dive automatic version. And then we have the case. The case is solid stainless steel. It's brushed up top, polished on the sides. It's a decent enough case for the watch is trying to homage. And then we have the case back. The case back is a coin edge screw down. I know, yes, the Rolex has a coin edge screw down, but I really wish they wouldn't use coin edge because it just makes it harder to open the case. You have to have the right size tool. So let me go ahead and check and see what size you need. This is a 29.5 millimeter tool. And as you can see though, it's a little small. So I think you're going to need 30.5. You could probably open it with the 29.5, but if you do, you might scratch it up because it might slip on you. Underneath the case back is the Miyota 2115 quartz movement. There's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing spectacular, but it's not a piece of junk either. And once again, you can set it without the minute hand jumping, so that's all that's important to me. Of course, Miyota is Japanese made, so you kind of have a little bit more confidence in a Chinese made quartz movement. Then the bracelet, we have solid end links, and it's a 3-link oyster style, fully brushed, doesn't have polished center links. And we have push pin adjusters, not screw pins. I'm perfectly happy with push pins. I just think they're easier. And then we have the clasp. The clasp is very nice. It's signed and it's milled, and it has 6 holes of micro adjust. And as you can see, I have it on the 4th hole. So I probably could have removed one more link and moved it out to the end hole, but I just didn't want to do that. And there is no diver's extension. And there is no on-the-fly adjustment. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. I think it looks really nice. It wears nice. Has a good wrist roll. It's just a very attractive looking watch. And once again, I removed 3 links, but I moved it in 4 holes of micro adjust. So technically I could have removed 4 links. So you should be able to wear this if you have a really big wrist. I mean, even bigger than my friend Joe Haynes. Here we are in the loom room. This watch has a fully loomed bezel, so I have high hopes for this loom test. As we speed up the time, everything has a nice glow to it. The first time fade is the 12 o'clock triangle, but in all fairness, the minute hand was obstructing it when I zapped it. Then the 3 and the 9 o'clock batons seem a bit weaker than the dots. The bezel numbers and ascension phase minute markers are next. Then hands and the bezel batons are doing very well. But look at that loom pip, still going strong. But the hands are not as good as the pip, so instead of excellent, I will call it very good. What do I like about this watch? Well, you're getting a solid steel watch with sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel, and 300 meters water resistance for a very reasonable price. It has very good loom with a fully loomed bezel. It has a milled scissor clasp with 6 holes of micro adjust. And I removed 3 links and probably could have removed 4 to fit on my wrist, so it'll fit on very big wrists. And the warranty card is actually signed. What are my gripes and groans? The bezel action is a little stiff. It has protruding end links instead of inverted. And a coin edge case back just makes it more difficult to open. That means you have to get the proper tool. Do I recommend this watch? Sure. This affordable watch really packs a punch. It has everything the automatic has except for the movement, and it's $30 cheaper. If you already have many automatic dive watches, why not add this grab-and-go quartz to your collection? Well, thank you for watching my review of the Watchdives WD1680Q, and I will be back with another review, more than likely that Pagani design that Greg was wearing. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.